All right, now this is the practical application section of the Perseverance module. So question number one, what goals have you found yourself giving up on or losing motivation for? For me, definitely caffeine. Um, I think the main reason why it's hard to go all the way through the caffeine detox and really get rid of it, and I will lose motivation for it. I'll do good for a while of staying away from it and use my plan, and then the so for those of you who you probably already know this, but for those of you who don't know, caffeine, as I've talked about before, is a stimulant. And so what it's doing is it's making your adrenal glands, pump cortisol, adrenaline, all that stuff, and to kind of, get you revved up, to get you stimulated so that you can focus and have energy and or feel like you have energy at least, and all that stuff. And so when you've relied on that or other stimulants, this applies to other things too, for a long time, it kind of overtaxes your adrenal glands and can lead to kind of adrenal fatigue. There's varying levels of this. You can get into really severe versions of that, but you can also have more like subclinical presentations of it. But either way, um, and so it takes like once you get off of stimulants, including caffeine, it takes a while for your body to like adjust to that and to kind of recover from that and be able to start um, being able to produce, that stuff in a healthier way, in a healthier rate, without it having to be kind of like artificially stimulated by something, external. And so when you're going through that detox period of time, you're going to feel really tired because you no longer have that thing that's stimulating you and your body's kind of exhausted and doesn't really know how to do that as well anymore. So, when you're in that state and you are still have to be busy and still have to get stuff done, it's very hard to like just survive the fog, after that. So that's when I usually will give up and go back to it. And then it starts the cycle over again. And I go back and forth, but I will get there eventually. I have faith. But yeah, that is the one I usually lose the most motivation for. And then what aspects of your life makes it difficult to persevere? Just being too busy in general and being exhausted because of that, and just like always running on E. Just it's hard to want to do anything or have the mental capacity to do anything when you're fully exhausted. When your body is like burnt out and your brain hurts and your brain is foggy, from just being wore out, essentially, I feel like our society does everything it can do to wear us out and to drain us of energy, seems like. So yeah, that makes it, and I know I'm not alone in that. I'm sure lots of people listening right now are like, I feel drained. I think it's on purpose, y'all, maybe a little bit, I don't know. Feels like seems very deliberate, but either way, it's makes it really hard to keep going. And so that is actually a big reason why, um, we're doing walking in balance and trying to teach everybody this because we want to be able to help people start to not be drained anymore and take their power back from the things that are draining us. So, speaking of which, that brings me to the next question. What greater purpose could you align with that would help you persevere in tough moments when you want to give up? So, this calls back to what we identified in the last section of like, what is your why or your motivation that you identified for? Um, so for me, it's I want to be a part of the wellness and empowerment revolution, which is walking in balance is part of that. I want to help people take their wellness back, take their power back, and start to. I don't know. I have this like really radical idea that if society was made up of like as healthy as possible individuals that were empowered and that we liked ourselves and we were resourced and we were, had our needs met, and we took care of each other, if we did that, I just feel like society would be better, right? I feel like this would be a better experience. I know that Earth in of itself comes with challenges, no matter what, but I really feel like we're making it worse than it has to be, because we're letting things drain us. Um, and I think we can fight back against that. And so that purpose, that plan, I'm not the only one by any means that wants to do that. And there's a lot of us that do. And I want to be, when I'm really tired and I want to give up, I want to be focused on that and to remind myself like, hey, there's a big reason why I'm having to suffer through this because it's gonna be worth it in the end for sure. Um, and then how can you set reminders to help you remember your purpose when you're low on energy and you're struggling with motivation? Again, I usually do it from writing stuff on the mirror, or I'll like set certain pictures as the background of my phone or something like that. But whatever works for you works for you. So just know that in times when you're really, really tired or don't feel good, you're sick, it's a lot harder to stay the course and a lot harder to remember, those reasons why we're fighting. So write that down somewhere, use a picture that reminds you of it, and keep it somewhere where you can see. Okay, an important part of developing perseverance is letting go of control of the outcome. That one's hard for me. Achieving our goals may look different than how we initially imagined them, and often when we do not get what we envisioned, there is a greater reason that we may not yet understand. We must be open to going with the flow and allowing ourselves to see how everything is working out for us instead of getting stuck in disappointment. This allows us to integrate our experiences, both good and bad, and still have the motivation to keep going instead of resisting what is and giving up. Practicing perseverance requires being able to speak to yourself kindly and replace your inner critic with an inner cheerleader. It is also helpful to build a support network that can also cheer you on. Number 7, expect and embrace adversity. Overcoming adversity is clearly one of the main points of life. So instead of resisting it, we can be thankful for how it allows us to grow and develop strength and resiliency. Life on Earth isn't supposed to be easy and problem-free, so success does not mean having no barriers to overcome and smoothly making linear progress towards goals. It means learning from what did not work and continuing to get up and keep trying despite setbacks. And now I've got that song, I get knocked down, but I get up again. What is it called? Chumbawamba? Or wait, Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba? But the 90s kids know. You know what I'm talking about. Number 8, look at challenges as an opportunity for growth. You can choose to tell yourself, I can do this when you are faced with a challenge, which puts you in a state of acceptance and courage, or you can tell yourself, why is this happening to me? It's too much for me to handle, which puts you in a state of stress and frustration. And as I read that, I want you to know that I have been in this situation earlier today where I was asking myself, why is this happening to me? This is going to be too much. And that's reminding me to say, no, I can do this. So, man, even though I wrote a lot of these words, I have to remind myself of this stuff all the time. Like I know Abraham and I said this at the beginning, but we are not perfect at this. This is a practice. Walking a balance is a practice. It's not something you learn one time and you got it. Like you have to keep reminding yourself, keep practicing it, keep returning to the ideas over and over and over again because we will forget them. Even though even those of us who are teaching it, we will forget it. Number 9, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. We are not meant to do everything on our own. We need support from others sometimes, especially when we are low energy and struggling to keep going. It's okay and healthy to allow others to support you. This will help you feel more connected to others as well. And then number 10, create goals that are measurable and attainable and break goals down into manageable steps to decrease the sense of overwhelm and reduce procrastination. And as usual, there is a note section at the end of this in case you need to jot anything else down.